algorithm doesn't care about your passion. It's a machine built to extract. And if you don't learn how to monetize, it will eat you alive. This is spiritual war disguised as content creation, and 99% of men are too slow to see it. If you're tired of creating with no cash flow, no power, and no plan, grab the content creator playbook below. Turn your scrolls into a system. This has to be a streamlined conversation because a lot of you are getting mixed up with the idea that content creation is simple and anybody can do it. And while yes, that's true, there's a system and a structure that you must have when you jump into this game. This game of content creation isn't what they portray. Right? Never see things as surface level, because if you jump into it surface level, not understanding that you must have structure and you must execute to extract cash out, you will bleed, right? You will die in the algorithm and end up inevitably dealing with dopamine loops for a very long time. Algorithmic slavery is working off of your psychology. Algorithm knows you so well, it knows how to suck you in. If you're not opening up these apps to go into getting cash flow going or connecting with people, you're really going to get sucked into a dopamine loop because it's built for that reason. So the algorithm doesn't feed you, it feeds on you. Every time you open up the app, it's seeking your attention, right? Brands pay to put their ads on social media. They are getting all of the ad revenue. Think about it. You are the reason why these platforms are getting paid. And so if they're getting paid, why shouldn't you when you open up the app, right? You should. It rewards consistency, but it exploits dependency. We've all been there. We have all been there, bro. Where we know we should be consistent, but we aren't, right? When I was first making content years ago, the reason why I stopped was because I wasn't consistent. Life was going on. I didn't understand the content creation space just yet, or the algorithm. The algorithm will reward you if you're consistent. And over the years, I've started to understand, you have to be insanely consistent, even if it doesn't feed you immediately, right? It takes years sometimes. So don't think it's a quick fix when you just start making content, right? You think content creation is your way out immediately. No. That's why I built a content agency, because I understood that the eyeballs are what's needed, right? So you have to play the game of content creation, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you are yet ready to play the content creation for yourself. So I went the route of helping establishments and other people, right? And I came back and I said, wow, that fucking worked. Now I also, as another business, help people like yourself cash flow through content. Because it's possible, but you have to have a structure and a rhythm, because otherwise, if you're not consistent with the content creation, that takes time, energy, and creativity. If you don't have those things and consistent with it long enough, you're never going to get paid. But then also you're going to jump back into the dopamine loops that are dependent on your attention. So you're losing your life force as you jump back into the algorithm, not to seek cash flow or not to seek relations, but you're just going there to soothe the pain. You're going there for the lollipop to continue to get fucked and feel nothing. Think about it. Your views are currency, but you're not being paid because a lot of you are following the entertainment route. Content creation isn't about entertainment. While you can use entertainment to push something else, right? Your message, you don't want to jump in it just for views, right? And a lot of people do that. They see what's trending. They see the top creators doing something and then they want to do it too. And worse, if one of their videos go viral, they get cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, turn that into their identity, lose the goal and the mission that they set out when they first started creating content, and then wonder why they don't feel good about it. Right? So you can get paid from your views. Just make sure that you're making the content at a consistent basis dependent on your goal, right? Those views are important. Views are very important, and you should know human psychology to get them, but you don't want to get them for the wrong reasons. Root them in something deeper, right? So don't just jump on social media to fuck around. No, social media is a cash cow that you can be fed from, but you have to know how to turn your views into currency, right? There's a way of doing it. There's a structure. Every post without monetization is free labor for the machine. Again, if you are giving all of your attention to the machine, which is the algo, You're allowing the algorithm to continue to feed off of the things that you like to then show you the ads that are catered towards you and target you that they get paid to show you. So the more time you spend watching, the more they get paid. Instagram wants you on their app for as long as possible. More ad revenue, more ways to target you, better ways to figure you out. So now we know exactly what to send you and what you like and what your emotional triggers are. And the more we understand that, that's the more data that we can send to these companies for them to give us money to target you. And so don't go on the platform without a plan. You need structure. You need a true plan, not a like overnight rinky dink. Oh, I think this is a good idea. Let me start and then stop halfway. No. You need a full structurized, systemized plan so that you can be fed from the same algo that is feeding off of you. And by the way, all of the apps are doing that to you, right? They're all getting paid to ad revenues to show you ads that they're basically harvesting your attention. Think about it. And then there's some of y'all that post just to post for the wrong reasons, promoting the app even more, right? So if you're gonna post, get paid for it. Please get paid for it. It's a thing that you can do, literally. I've done it for years now and it created my dream life. But you have to be committed to staying consistent. You have to be committed to making those views count, right? Because the more attention you have, you can then transfer that into cash flow, and we'll talk about that in a second. But every post must be geared towards that goal and that mission and the structure of it all. You can't just post for no reason, post for a reason. You can't guess your way to freedom if you don't know what to sell, how to package it, or lead men with content. The Playbook gives you the exact blueprint. Link is in the description below, right? So content without cash flow is digital slavery. Attention doesn't equal cash flow unless your structure has an offer, right? You have to structure yourself. If you're jumping into personal branding, you are the brand. Don't think your brand is external from you. As a matter of fact, don't think that you yourself isn't already a brand. You are a brand, bro. You yourself. The things that you value, the things that you speak, right? The way that you operate, the way that you dress, the way that you take care of yourself, all of that is a part of your brand. So when you start to jump into content creation, you think, oh, I can just be myself and be who I am. Yes, of course. But understand that whatever you're doing in your personal life is then your brand. That's why it's called a personal brand. You are not separate from your brand. You are the brand. So whatever you do, that is what you're pushing out. And a lot of you are pushing out this identity that truly doesn't match up to who you are. And that's why you feel a disconnect. You might turn on your camera and feel all this good glory and, ooh, yeah, I'm on camera, X, Y, Z. I know how to go viral. I want the views. But as soon as the camera turns off, you feel like shit. That's because that's not truly who you are. So your personal brand is built off of a lie because you're looking to go viral instead of being yourself. And this is why I said when you meet your heroes in person, they're not who they say they are or portray themselves to be online because their personal brand is built off of a persona that's not truly them, right? So if you're going to build a personal brand, make sure it's unique to you, right? Authentic to you. There was a time on YouTube where everything was about authenticity and everybody wanted to be authentic. But then you saw that wave die down because people just were jumping on it to talk bullshit. A lot of people are living lives that aren't really worth promoting because they're not doing anything, right? You saw this, and I don't know if you were in the self-improvement genre, but people was jumping on self-improvement, spewing out shit from others who actually have gone through it, and then what? 6 months later, they all die down. In other words, you can only live the content creator life and stay consistent. One, if you have a goal rooted deep enough so that no matter what hurdle comes to you through whatever external life circumstance, you'll still push forward. Or you actually live a life within the content creator space that you're monetizing off of, right? I think there's only two ways. You either are aspiring to be a content creator or you're truly a content creator being paid for what your skills are. There's no other way, because if you're faking your persona, that's going to die out. At some point, it's going to die. You might have all the attention, right? But if you don't monetize yourself, there are people with millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of followers that are broke. Why? Because they have no offer around their personal brand. They have no offer attached to the attention that they get because they've done it for the wrong reasons. You have to go into content knowing that I'm doing this for a reason, whether it's for a second business. Like myself, I do it because I actually run a content agency. I build content for a living, right? I've been doing that for 4 years now, and I jumped into content a decade ago. So it's actually a part of my personal brand along with who I am, because I always walk around with a camera nonstop. But I also have offers connected to this so that people who want to learn can learn, right? Doing the hard work. So it's not that you can't become a content creator, it's that you must understand the game before you jump in with a full structure with an offer. Because again, structure without cash flow is just structure. Cash flow without structure is a leak. Engagement metrics don't mean power. You can have all of the fucking engagement that you'd like. People could comment under your shit. People could like your shit. People could share your shit. And if people aren't pressing buy, you're gonna stay broke. Simple as that. If people are not buying what you have, there is a problem. Think about this, okay? Let's jump into this real quick. So if you have all these eyeballs, all these fucking eyeballs, let me just, right? These are all people and they're all looking at you, right? This is attention, right? This then goes to being metrics, right? So you have 1,000 plus. Right? You got all this fucking, you got all these metrics. And this is you over here. This is you over here. Right? That's you. This is you. Right? You can have all these metrics, but if there's no offer, there, you're not going to get money at all. You're not going to get money. You're just not. It's just not going to work out for you. You're not going to get money. You're not going to get the money you want. Because the metrics only are showing you that you have a lot of fucking attention on you. It's not showing you that that attention needs the offer. Your attention needs an offer between, or your metrics need an offer between you and your people. So if I have all these views, but I have no offer to sell them, that doesn't, what power am I getting out of that? Remember, money is power. The more money I have, the more time I can buy for myself. The more time I can buy for myself, the freer I become, right? But I also get all the power because now, not only can I free up my own time, I can buy your time, right? You do it all the time. You clock into a 9 to 5 right now, don't you? Hey, you might not, or you might. A lot of you do. You clock into a 9 to 5. Someone's buying your time, right? You are giving up your time for a paycheck. Hello. And a lot of you have a lot of fucking skill to give the world, but you don't do it because what? You're scared to jump into content because you have no structure. But that's why we're here. People who actually live this life for real, that give back to y'all through information. Many don't because they don't really live the life that they portray online. But for the few that actually do, listen, it's here for the taking and there's a shit ton of money in it. I want you to know that. But you have to take the fucking leap. You have to trust yourself. It's all about the belief you have in yourself, right? So your attention in the metrics and all of that does not equate to power. You actually have no power if you have all metrics with no offer. Doesn't make any sense. Now, does it? You are not a creator until you have commerce. Right? You are not a creator until you have commerce. Until you can get this money right here from this attention that you have over here, you are not a fucking creator. If you are creating for a hobby, right? If you just think creating just to create once a week is going to get you by, listen, you're going to get blown out the water. I want you to know that. I post 30 reels a day, right? One long form a day, one podcast a day. You're going to get blown out the fucking water because creators are creating nonstop while also getting paid for it. But you're, on the other hand, making one video a week off of what? Because you want to be seen? You want your persona to be seen by everybody? Come on now. This is not about, I do not give a fuck how you perceive me. I know the life I live. And it certainly is not a persona. This is exactly who I am, bro. So it's like when you accept and this is why we talk about structure so much, because you can't turn into a creator if you don't even know who you are just yet. And you can't then command commerce and get money for an offer if you don't know who you are just yet. If you don't have a skill, you don't know who you are just yet. Because the skill that you would put online that other people actually value, you don't know. And the crazy shit is everyone has skill. Everybody, right? It could be your mental fortitude mindset coach. It could be the way that you work out, fitness coach. It could be the way that you make content creator coach. There you go. You're already a coach. You're already someone of power, but you just don't want to do it because what? You're scared of the structure. And this is why I say structure and content. Those are the two. Once you get structure, you can get the cash flow from the content, but you can't do both. Right? Until you understand, you can't do both until you understand yourself. Right? And that's the only way you're going to get to a place where you can become a creator and get the cash flow. I think if you're not cash flowing, if you're not getting money from this very algorithm that has so much money within it, you're not truly a creator. Right? You might revere yourself as a creator because, hey, I'm just making shit as a hobby, but you're not truly jumping into the real game. Right? It's almost like you're the bench player that's warming up all the time. Would you consider them a player if they've never touched the pitch? I don't know. They practice too much, right? They're good for aesthetics for the team, but they don't actually play. They don't know what it is to jump in the game. So they're not truly a player. Get off the fucking sidelines. So if you've posted in the last 30 days and haven't made a dime, the algorithm is already feeding off your confusion. The content creator playbook is your first weapon. Get it below before another month passes and you're still broke, still scrolling, and you're still stuck. Link is in the description below. How to escape the cycle and weaponize your value. I want you to understand right now before we continue, you have a shit ton of value that you are sitting on. You have a landmine worth of information and value that someone will pay you thousands for. Do not forget that. If you're at a 9 to 5, I don't give a fuck. You have the value. Your 9 to 5 is not your identity. It is the only thing that's paying you right now, and that's okay. Use that payment to now turn yourself into a cash cow from content because you have value. Don't ever forget your value. That's one of the things I had to always remember when I was in Coke, bro. Was like, yo, you've been doing content, right? I had no clue how to use a camera 9 years ago. No clue. 9 years later, hey, look at me. And imagine you were doing, that's 9 years ago. That's without AI. That's without improved cameras. That's without all of this new shit. This new tech, bro, you took all this shit away from me. I'd start up again and be rich the same month. I like, promise you. Give me 90 days. Matter of fact, I think that's a perfect fucking idea. Here's what we're going to do. And maybe I might review this on Instagram. Yeah, we might do like a 90-day challenge to see how much money we can make in 90 from zero. I'm going to show y'all how to do it from ground zero. We're going to get that into work somehow, right? But just remember that you have value. That was my main thought, but that's a good ass thought right there. I'm going to go from ground zero and show y'all how to do it. Since y'all don't believe, and I'm running an agency and fucking Objective View. Y'all in for a treat. Build emotional resonance, then direct it into a product. So I speak with a lot of conviction, right? You have to find whatever brings you that oomph, that energy. And a lot of times it's that centralized goal powered by law. I have that goal. I understand what I want to do for the masculine, like the masculine space. It's filled with bullshitters and bluffers and personas that don't exist, that are just failed and feeble and weak, right? So I understand what I want to do for the masculine space. And so therefore, not only is that, but I can also draw the fucking floor plan to hell because I've been there and came back. That's the only way you get to where you want to be. When you've done the hard fucking work of getting scraped on the bedrock and then fighting your fucking way out of it, understanding all the pitfalls and the angles that were trying to snare you, and still come out. And hey, even if you get a chunk of flesh taken out of you, you're still alive. Only way you can speak with this emotional resonance is if you've gone through it. And I challenge you, yo, just look at other creators in the way that they speak about, hey, shit like this in their journey. They don't. Why? They never been through shit. They don't believe the shit that they speak. Right? I believe it because I lived through it. I had no choice. Built this shit from ground zero, no handouts. So it's like, when you find something that brings that emotional fire out of you, that you can now be fortified in and forged through pain and hurdles, and you find the abundance through structure, then that's how you can speak from this place of emotional resonance, and people will feel it, right? Like, energy can be felt through the words that people say. All you have to do is just listen, right? It's not the words. It's not the words. It's the energetic signature that comes with the words that you have to decipher. And as soon as you can get that off, that means that you've been rooted somewhere. You've fought through some shit. You've gotten to where you've gotten because you've done the fucking work. Okay, cool. Now start speaking about your value. Get over this shit where fuck humility. Speak about your value and direct that through content into a product. Only way you're going to get the cash flow you're looking for. Quit your 9 to 5. Make 50, 60, 70, 100K a month. Live the life that you want to live. Direct it to a product that your expertise sits in. You have a fuck ton of value. I want you to know that. And a lot of you are sitting on a gold mine. A fucking gold mine, bro. How do I know? I was sitting on a gold mine and kept my mouth hushed up for external thoughts and external validation and the views and the this, that, the third, till you realize, oh shit, I had the value the whole time. Whoa, I didn't need the friends. I didn't need the people on the internet to validate my own value. You just go execute even if you're not ready, and people who resonate with your message will feel it. Then you get paid for it because there's a product behind it. Come on now. Stack authority, right? You want to stack authority first. So we'll talk about it in a second. Stack authority. Content that leads to one CTA, which is just a call to action. That's what CTA means. So stack your authority, right? And this is why I say document your life. No matter what you're going through, document your life. Imagine the reason why I only have 2 to 3 photos of fucking coke is because I was ashamed. My ego told me I shouldn't be there, so don't document it. Imagine. I have people that have followed me since the first time I picked up a camera. Right? And there was a point in time where I didn't post about the hardship. I just kept fucking going. No one knows what I crawled out of. Right? And so I promise you, just fucking record. Hit the record button. Just hit record. Content will build authority. That's all you need to do. Stack your fucking authority by showcasing the hardship that you're going through. Fight your way out of it as well. That also gives you authenticity from all these bullshitters, right? If you see on in my catalog of videos, you see how I went out to shoots. You see how I go and make content for other people. You see the outcomes of the shoots. And if you're in objective view, you see exactly how to do it, right? And so you take that content, you then build it and lead it towards one call to action, which is just saying, asking your audience to come into one direct product. So if you're selling knowledge, then that's directly into one digital product. If you're selling an actual product, like I am, like a digital product and a service product, then you just direct your attention, like we said, to that offer or that product. The call to action is asking your audience that you are talking to come and get your product. Don't have any shame. If you don't sell, you're going to drown. You're going to die, bro. Like, come on now. You got to learn to sell. You got to learn to not only sell your product, but sell yourself. Personal branding is my favorite because it requires you to be you. You can't bullshit people. Well, sure you can, but like, it's not going to sit well with you at night when you turn off the camera. So stack authority by documenting your life while also showcasing it, and then showcasing your expertise. over and over and over and over and over and over and over. The more you showcase your expertise, the more authority you'll stack, the more content you can make to then push people towards your products. Right? And lastly, sell a skill or a system, never entertainment. That is huge. Do not sell entertainment. Use entertainment to sell your skill, but never, I mean never try to just sell entertainment. No point. Even comedians have a skill. They're comedians. Entertainment. But if you don't have the skill of being fucking funny, don't sell it. Right? Comedians are selling you their skill. If you sit here and just make viral reels over and over and over, oh, these big streamers are doing it. Listen, the big streamer you see online is not you. Just not. It's not you. Are you up next? Who knows? But the majority of you will fall off through not being consistent because you're selling something that's not you. Allow pain. The pain of going through, understanding that dopamine is killing you, will reveal your skill and a system within yourself. Right? A lot of you are looking for this dopamine all the time, not realizing that that dopamine is sedating you and diluting your own skill, diluting the system that you have that the world would fucking pay you for. Because you're so caught up in these dopamine loops. Fuck the dopamine loops. Take the time to feel the pain of building a structure. Take the time of building something that has a shit ton of system that will help you cash flow, but don't just do it for entertainment. It's just pointless, right? And it takes 10 times longer. People want to pay you for the value that you have so that they can make money from the value and the skill that you have. Is entertainment a value or a skill unless you're a comedian? And I bet you the road and the path of comedian is very hard, right? Find your skill or sell your skill and sell the system because people are paying you for that gap, the value gap. Entertainment can't just fill that value gap. People are looking to make money, right? Capitalism is about making money. So the better you are at finding the skills within yourself that can fill a gap to get other people paid, they will then pay you for that, right? So again, it is all worth doing. It is all worth the fight of going through it. But you have to be honest with yourself and know that you have a shit ton of value regardless of a 9-to-5 you're in. And that it just takes time for you to go through pain and build a structure that you can deny dopamine, look within yourself, see all the things you're interested in, and then find a way to sell that as a value for others to make money from, and they will pay you for that. Right? And so your closing decree. You are not here to entertain the machine. You are here to bend it. The man who learns to monetize becomes unfuckwithable. The man who doesn't becomes data. Command structure, command cash flow, obey law, or collapse. Consider yourself warned.